A storm not just in the skies over Spa, but within the very heart of Formula One itself. Sunday, July 27, 2025, was supposed to be a gladiatorial arena for modern warriors on F1's most iconic circuit. Instead, what unfolded was a disaster that left fans and drivers alike enraged, casting a harsh spotlight on a power play behind the scenes that's now being questioned to its core. We're talking about the FIA'S shocking decisions at the Belgian Grand Prix, which, if they continue, aren't just news. This is an earthquake that will fundamentally reshape the very essence of Formula One racing forever. Spa-Francorchamps, the jewel in F1's crown, has always been synonymous with unpredictable weather. This challenging 7-kilometer circuit has witnessed some of the sport's most legendary and most tragic moments, from Ayrton Senna's heroic victories. In torrential downpours to the heartbreaking accidents that claimed the lives of Antoine Hubert in 2019 and more recently Delano Van 't Hoff in 2023, Spa demands respect, and often a rainstorm is an inseparable part of its DNA. But what transpired on July 27, 2025, was an anomaly that made every F1 fan shake their head in disbelief. From early morning, heavy rain lashed down on Spa. Visibility was zero. Track conditions, without question, were perilous. Drivers, after completing one nerve-wracking formation lap behind the safety car, were forced to return to the pit lane. The red flag waved. The issue, however, wasn't the delay itself, but its exorbitant duration and an overzealous adherence to protocol that sent the entire grid into a frenzy. The delay stretched for over 1 hour and 20 minutes. Sources within the paddock describe a palpable frustration boiling over. Max Verstappen, the reigning world champion, was the first to go vocal. He called the entire procedure ridiculous and way too cautious. Think about that, the usually cool, calculating Dutchman resorting to such exasperated language. Verstappen even suggested we could have gone 4 miles earlier, maybe behind the safety car to clear the track. This is the crux of the problem. F1 is a sport designed for extreme speed, even in challenging conditions. Pirelli's full wet tires technically can displace over 85 liters of water per second at high speeds. That's an astonishing amount of water. In theory, modern F1 cars can race on a waterlogged track. However, the true bottleneck, as confirmed by the FIA through their spokesperson, is the visibility issue caused by extreme spray, not a lack of tire grip. Every F1 car, with its ground effect aerodynamics, creates a wall of mist behind it, racing into a dangerous roulette where drivers simply cannot see what's ahead. And this leads us to the shattered team strategies. Teams, anticipating the rain, had locked in their car setups. Verstappen, for instance, had even changed his engine and rear wing to optimize performance in wet conditions. This high-downforce rear wing was designed to bite into the wet air, providing maximum grip. Yet, as the delay dragged on, the track began to dry. The heat from the engines and tires, combined with the wind, slowly cleared the standing water. When the race finally commenced with a rolling start behind the safety car, the track was already in intermediate conditions, almost dry in places. Verstappen's storm-ready wing, worthless. He called his setup pointless and a hindrance to his straight-line speed. Red Bull engineers, according to inside sources, admitted they would never have opted for that wing configuration if they had known the race director would wait until the rain had significantly subsided. Lewis Hamilton, the sport's elder statesman, echoed Verstappen's sentiments. He labeled the FIA's decision an overreaction and too much the other way in terms of safety. Hamilton felt they missed the essence of extreme wet weather racing that should have been on display. He even drew comparisons to controversial delays at Silverstone in years past, claiming F1 is now playing it too safe. This is a powerful narrative. Drivers who are arguably the ultimate experts on track conditions feel their agency to assess risk and adapt to changing conditions has been taken out of their hands. However, there are voices backing the FIA. Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri, two of the sport's rising stars, expressed their support for the conservative approach. Leclerc cited the history and what has happened in the past at Spa as a compelling reason for caution. The tragic accidents of Hubert and Van 't Hoff, both occurring in wet, low-visibility conditions, are incredibly potent precedents. Specifically, Van 't Hoff's fatal accident in 2023 occurred on the high-speed Kemmel straight in wet conditions, with visibility significantly impacted by spray. This is the FIA's worst nightmare, another fatal accident in conditions they deemed safe to race. Rumor has it, there's an unspoken rule that F1 simply doesn't want to race in truly extreme wet conditions at Spa anymore, to prevent another tragedy from tarnishing the sport's name. And this brings us to a fundamental issue: F1's ineffective wet tires. While the full wet tires can displace massive amounts of water, the primary problem they create is spray. It's not a grip issue. It's the driver's inability to see anything in front of them. It's a modern F1 paradox. The cars are so advanced, they create new safety problems from their own aerodynamic efficiency. Today, full wet tires are almost never used. Races are typically red flagged or delayed if conditions necessitate them, waiting until conditions improve for intermediate tires. This implicitly suggests the FIA believes modern F1 racing can only occur in minimal rain suitable for intermediates. Pirelli, F1's tire supplier, isn't standing still. They are developing a new generation of wet weather tires for 2026, which are said to feature slightly reduced width and external diameter. The goal? To mitigate the spray. However, experts, as highlighted in Motorsport magazine, suggest more radical solutions, such as wheel arches, to drastically cut down on spray. Will the FIA and teams embrace such a drastic solution for the sake of true wet racing? So far, these efforts are in nascent stages. The incident at Spa on July 27, 2025, also ignites significant concerns about the future of this legendary circuit on the F1 calendar. Spa has a deal until 2031, but it's already confirmed to become a biennial race after 2027, battling fiercely with other circuits for a calendar slot. Washouts like the fake Grand Prix of 2021 and the dramatic 2025 delay will only further fuel the argument that modern Formula One simply doesn't do rain. If F1 continues to shy away from iconic wet races, it could negatively impact the sport's ratings and appeal, especially for longtime fans who crave that unpredictable, rain-soaked drama. So, what are the implications of this power play? If the FIA continues its hyper-cautious approach, could this be the beginning of the end for true wet weather racing in Formula One? Will we lose the inherent drama and unpredictability that has made this sport so captivating for decades? Could this decision-making process cost a team like Red Bull a crucial win in a championship battle, simply because their wet weather setup became irrelevant? And most importantly, is F1 willing to sacrifice a piece of its soul for rigid safety standards, or is there a middle ground they have yet to discover? In summary, the FIA's decisions at the 2025 Belgian Grand Prix fueled driver, Fury, exposed the ineffectiveness of current wet tires and put the future of thrilling, rain-soaked racing in F1 at stake. This is a critical juncture for Formula One. We want to hear from you. Did the FIA go too far this time? Do you think they should trust the drivers more in these conditions? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your F1 friends, and subscribe to our channel for real-time updates and in-depth analysis of every on-track drama. See you in the next video.